Far beyond the stars, on a lonely planet bathed in soft blue light, a group of archaeologists worked tirelessly. The planet, called Zytheria, had been uninhabited for millions of years. Its surface was cracked, jagged, and covered in strange crystal formations. But hidden beneath the rocks, the team had discovered something extraordinary, an artifact that pulsed with an ancient energy. Dr. Elena Voss, the lead archaeologist, knelt beside the object. It was unlike anything humans had ever seen. The artifact was a smooth, black sphere, etched with glowing symbols that shifted when viewed from different angles. The symbols weren't random, they moved like a flowing language, almost as if the artifact itself was alive. This is incredible, Elena whispered, her voice shaking. This could rewrite everything we know about alien civilizations. Her assistant, Ravi, leaned closer, his eyes wide with awe. But what does it mean? Who made it? Elena shook her head. I don't know yet. But the markings, they feel like a warning. Or a message. Something meant to survive time itself. As the team examined the artifact, the symbols began to resonate in the minds of those nearby. At first, it was subtle, a flicker of light, a whisper at the edge of consciousness. But soon, each member felt a strange presence, like someone or something was trying to communicate. Suddenly, the artifact emitted a pulse of light so bright that everyone had to shield their eyes. When the light faded, the symbols had changed. They now formed images, flickering rapidly, stars, planets, strange creatures, and finally humans. Elena gasped. Humans? But why? Why would aliens leave a message about us? The images shifted again, showing humans traveling through space, building civilizations, and facing challenges beyond imagination. And then came the warning, a vision of destruction, failure, and conflict, but also moments of brilliance and triumph. This isn't just a message, Ravi said, his voice trembling. It's a prophecy. They saw the future, our future. The team fell silent, each lost in thought. No one could speak for a few long minutes. Finally, Elena turned to her team, determination shining in her eyes. We have to understand this. Whatever it says, whatever it predicts, we must decode it. Humanity needs to know. Meanwhile, far from Zytheria, in a quiet research station orbiting Earth, news of the discovery reached scientists and historians alike. The discovery sent ripples across the galaxy. Alien artifacts were rare, but one that predicted the future of humans? That was unheard of. Back on Zytheria, Elena worked day and night. She and her team used advanced scanners, quantum analyzers, and neural decoders to unlock the artifact's secrets. Every new discovery revealed layers of information, more complex than the last. One night, as Elena worked alone, the artifact pulsed again. This time the images were clearer. They showed humans struggling, fighting amongst themselves, yet always finding ways to survive. They showed humans exploring planets, creating advanced technology, and encountering challenges that seemed impossible. Elena realized the pattern. The aliens didn't just warn us, they studied us. They knew humans could be dangerous, but also brilliant. They predicted both our failures and our triumphs. Her thoughts were interrupted by a sudden vision from the artifact. She saw a massive war, stars exploding and planets falling. But then humans stood tall amidst the chaos, united, resilient, and victorious. This is incredible, she whispered to herself. We're not just survivors. We're something more. Ravi entered the lab, sensing the intensity of the moment. Elena, what did you see? Elena turned, her eyes filled with excitement and fear. Ravi, this prophecy, it's about humanity. The aliens foresaw our rise, our battles, and our potential. They warned that we could destroy ourselves, but they also saw what we could achieve if we dared to be better. The artifact pulsed again, sending a wave of energy through the room. Elena felt a strange connection, as if the ancient aliens were reaching out directly to her. The symbols now seemed to form words, simple but powerful. The humans will awaken. Their path will shape the stars. Elena knew the words were a promise and a warning. Humanity had a destiny, and the prophecy was a guide, but only if humans could understand it, embrace it, and rise above their flaws. Over the next few weeks, the team uncovered more artifacts across Zytheria. Each one confirmed the message. Humans were unique, unlike any other species the aliens had encountered. They had a capacity for creativity, compassion, and destruction that could change the galaxy. But there was one final mystery. The artifact hinted at a challenge, something that humans had yet to face. The images were unclear, but the message was obvious. Humanity would be tested in ways no one could imagine. Elena stared at the artifact, her mind racing. We have to prepare. Humanity is not ready yet, but one day we will be. We have to ensure that when the time comes, we rise to the challenge. And so, the prophecy emerged from the shadows of time, a warning left by a civilization long gone. A civilization that had watched, studied, and understood humans in ways no one could imagine. The message was clear: humans were destined for greatness, but the path would be difficult. The future was unwritten, but the stars themselves seemed to whisper the same truth: humanity's story was just beginning. Far above, the alien artifact pulsed once more, sending ripples across space, waiting for the humans to awaken, to discover their destiny, and to rise above all expectations. And in the silence of Scytheria, Elena whispered to herself, "The prophecy is real. Humanity is ready, if we choose to be." On Earth, the year was 2147. Humanity had expanded far beyond its home planet. Colonies existed on Mars, the Moon, and even floating cities in the orbit of Jupiter. Technology had reached a level that the ancient aliens from Scytheria could only have imagined. Ships capable of traveling light years, machines that could think almost like humans, and advanced AI systems that managed entire cities were now part of daily life. Yet, despite this remarkable progress, humans were completely unaware of the prophecy that had been written long before their ancestors even looked to the stars. Most people believed that the universe was random, unpredictable, and without guidance. Few imagined that another civilization had ever studied humanity, or predicted their rise. Dr. Elena Voss's discovery on Scytheria had not yet reached the general public. The artifact and its warning were confined to secret research channels and classified communications among elite scientists. To the world, humans were just explorers, dreamers, and pioneers, but to the universe they were something extraordinary. On a research ship called the Horizon, a team of young astronauts prepared for a mission beyond the outer rim of the galaxy. Among them was Captain Liam Chin, a decorated explorer known for his bravery, and Dr. Maya Singh, a brilliant astrophysicist with a fascination for cosmic anomalies. As the ship lifted from Earth's orbit, Liam looked out at the vastness of space. "It's beautiful," he said softly, watching distant stars twinkle. "And dangerous. Every time we leave, I wonder what's out there, waiting for us." Maya smiled. "We've always wondered, haven't we? That's why we're here. To find answers." Yet even as they spoke, strange signals were beginning to appear on their ship's instruments. Faint echoes, almost like whispers in the dark. They were brief, inconsistent, and easy to ignore, but Maya felt a shiver run down her spine. "This doesn't make sense," she murmured. "These readings, they're almost intentional." Liam leaned over her console. "Intentional? By whom? Aliens?" Maya hesitated. "I don't know. But something, or someone, wants to communicate. And it's not just random noise." Meanwhile, back on Earth, news of strange cosmic events began to spread. Solar flares behaving unusually, unexplained gravitational shifts near Saturn, and odd patterns appearing in distant star clusters. Scientists debated theories. Some said it was natural, others claimed it was artificial, but no one had answers. The truth was far stranger than anyone could imagine. The alien prophecy on Scytheria was beginning to reach humans in subtle ways. It was like a ripple across space-time, nudging them toward awareness, testing their curiosity, and preparing them for the challenges ahead. Liam's Horizon crew continued their journey, unaware that their mission would soon intersect with the prophecy. As they approached the edge of a star system on the outer rim, their sensors picked up a strange energy field. It shimmered like a veil of light, stretching across space, impossible to ignore. Maya's eyes widened. This is not natural. I've never seen anything like it." Liam gripped the controls. "Let's be cautious. But, let's find out what it is." As they entered the field, the ship trembled. The lights flickered, and for a moment the universe seemed to pause. Then, like a vision, images appeared on their screens, flashes of distant worlds, ancient civilizations, and strange beings that did not belong to their galaxy. And then, humans? Maya gasped. "It's us. Humans? In the future?" The images shifted rapidly. Humans exploring alien worlds, building advanced technology, fighting battles across space, and discovering secrets that no one had yet imagined. And always, in the shadows, the faint glow of the alien artifact from Scytheria, guiding them silently. "It's a warning," Liam said, staring at the screen. "They saw this, all of this, and they're trying to tell us something." Maya nodded. "We're on the path they predicted. But we don't understand it yet. We're unaware." For the first time, the Horizon crew realized the truth. Humans were more than just explorers or scientists. They were part of a grand design, a story that had been written long before they were born. But the prophecy was clear: they would face challenges beyond comprehension, and their choices would determine the future of not just Earth but the entire galaxy. Yet life on Earth continued mostly unaware. People argued over politics, technology, and resources, not knowing that their destiny had been observed, studied, and predicted by a civilization that had vanished eons ago. They laughed, loved, and lived, oblivious to the fact that the universe was watching, waiting for them to awaken. On the horizon, the crew continued to navigate the strange energy field. The prophecy was not fully revealed, but the hints were enough to change their understanding of humanity. Every discovery, every anomaly, was a step closer to understanding their role in the cosmic story. Liam looked out at the stars once more. "We're not just traveling through space," he said softly. "We're part of something bigger, something we don't even understand yet." Maya placed her hand on his shoulder. "Exactly. And that's why we have to keep going. We have to learn, explore, and prepare. For what's coming, and for what we are meant to become." As the horizon disappeared into the vast unknown, the universe itself seemed to acknowledge the prophecy. Stars twinkled in patterns that only the most observant could notice. Signals from Cytherea pulsed faintly across the light years, like a heartbeat, waiting for humans to awaken. And though humanity remained unaware for now, the first threads of destiny had been woven. The prophecy was beginning to touch their lives, guiding them slowly toward their ultimate purpose. A purpose that was greater than any single person, any single planet, a purpose that would define the rise of humanity among the stars. The humans did not yet know it, but their story had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same. Months had passed since the Horizon crew first encountered the strange energy field. On Earth and across human colonies, subtle changes began to ripple through the cosmos. Small at first, almost imperceptible, yet unmistakable for those who paid attention. In the skies above Mars, satellites detected strange patterns in the asteroid belt, shapes that seemed deliberate, as if someone was arranging space itself into a message. On Jupiter's moons, magnetic storms flared unpredictably, their energy pulses forming geometric sequences. Dr. Maya Singh studied the data tirelessly. "This isn't natural," she said to Captain Liam Chin. "These signals, they're too precise. Someone, or something, is trying to communicate." Liam frowned. "Communicate? Aliens? Are we really thinking this?" Maya nodded, though her voice held a quiet fear. "Yes. And it's connected to the prophecy. We're starting to see signs that humanity is on a path they predicted. But the message, it's subtle, like a warning we're not ready to fully understand." Meanwhile, back on Earth, scientists noticed anomalies in cosmic radiation. Instruments recorded strange pulses, repeating patterns, and sudden energy bursts from deep space. Astronomers debated endlessly, calling the phenomena natural events, solar flares, or even equipment errors. Few dared to suggest something more extraordinary, that an ancient alien civilization was leaving messages for humanity. Among those rare few was Dr. Elena Voss, still studying the Cytherea artifact. She had begun to recognize the subtle link between the artifact and these cosmic events. "The prophecy is reaching humans," she whispered to her assistant, Ravi. "We're seeing signs that the aliens left intentionally. They want us to notice, to understand, to prepare." Ravi frowned. "Prepare for what?" Elena paused. "For something big. Something we're not ready for yet." On the horizon, strange things continued to happen. The ship's instruments sometimes malfunctioned, but only near the anomalies. Crew members reported vivid dreams, visions of stars colliding, of humans exploring alien worlds, and of civilizations rising and falling. It was as if the universe itself was sending warnings directly into their minds. One evening, as Maya studied the data in the observation deck, she noticed a repeating pattern in the signals. Tiny flashes of light, almost imperceptible, appeared in a precise sequence. Her heart raced. "This is a message," she said aloud. "It's a warning. They're showing us what could happen if we ignore it." Liam joined her, staring at the display. "A warning? From who?" Maya shook her head. "From the same civilization that left the prophecy. They predicted humanity's rise, and they're trying to guide us." For days the crew worked to decode the sequences. Every anomaly, every signal was a piece of a puzzle. Slowly, patterns emerged. Maps of star systems, indicators of cosmic threats, and glimpses of human colonies in danger. Back on Earth, Elena's team discovered something even more alarming. The artifact from Cytherea began projecting images spontaneously. Humans fighting wars, civilizations collapsing, and natural disasters that seemed almost impossible. But among these images were moments of hope, humans uniting, discovering advanced technology, and overcoming great odds. Elena realized the truth. The prophecy was not just a warning, it was a map. A guide to show humanity both the dangers ahead and the potential for greatness. On the horizon, the crew experienced the signs firsthand. Near a distant neutron star, the ship's AI detected a sudden surge of energy, strong enough to disable their engines. Liam struggled with the controls as the ship was tossed by invisible forces. Maya analyzed the readings, her hands moving quickly over the console. "This is exactly what the prophecy showed," she muttered. "We're experiencing the warnings firsthand. We have to adapt, or fail." Through teamwork, ingenuity, and quick thinking, the crew managed to stabilize the ship. The close call left them shaken but determined. They realized that the prophecy was not just a story from an ancient civilization, it was a living, active guide that would test humans at every step. Far across the galaxy, unseen by human eyes, the Scytheria artifact pulsed once more. The alien's energy spread through space like a heartbeat, reaching humans in small, almost imperceptible ways. Every anomaly, every strange vision, was a ripple of their guidance, a sign that humans were being watched, studied, and prepared. Maya and Liam sat quietly in the observation deck, staring at the stars. "We've seen the first signs," Liam said softly. "But there's so much more we don't understand." Maya nodded. "Yes. But now we know that the universe is alive in ways we never imagined. The prophecy is real. And humanity, we're part of it." The warnings were clear. Humans were on a path that would test them like never before. The signs were everywhere, subtle yet impossible to ignore. The prophecy was awakening, slowly guiding them toward their destiny. And though most of humanity remained unaware, the first threads of understanding had begun to weave. The warnings had arrived. The signs were being seen. And humanity's journey, its true story among the stars, was only just beginning. The universe waited patiently, sending signals, nudges, and visions. It was as if the stars themselves whispered, "Prepare. Observe. Rise." Humans were unaware, yes, but the warnings would grow stronger. And one day they would have no choice but to awaken. The Horizon crew had traveled farther than any human had before, reaching the uncharted edge of the Epsilon Eridani system. It was quiet, almost unnaturally still. Stars shimmered in the distance, and cosmic dust glowed faintly around distant planets. Yet something about this place felt alive. Captain Liam Chin peered through the observation window, his jaw tight with anticipation. "I don't like this silence. It's too perfect." Dr. Maya Singh studied the ship's instruments, her fingers flying over the console. "You're right. There's energy here, something massive and structured but not natural. It's as if someone, or something, is waiting for us." Suddenly, a wave of energy surged through the ship. Lights flickered, alarms blared, and the hull vibrated as if touched by an invisible hand. The crew scrambled, trying to stabilize the ship. This is impossible," said Ravi, one of the navigators. "No natural force could do this." Maya's eyes widened. "It's the prophecy. This is the first real encounter. The aliens predicted this moment. And now we're living it." Before anyone could react further, a glowing structure appeared in the void. It floated silently, massive and impossible to comprehend. Its surface shimmered with the same flowing symbols as the Scytheria artifact. The structure was alive with energy, pulsing as if it had a heartbeat. "It's a station?" Liam whispered. "Or a ship?" Maya shook her head. "No. It's ancient and aware. It's the work of the same civilization that left the prophecy. And it's responding to us." As the horizon approached, a holographic projection emerged from the structure. It was vast, translucent, and humanoid, but not human. Its face was serene, its eyes glowing with knowledge and time. It spoke, not with words but directly into the crew's minds. "Humans," the voice echoed in their thoughts. "You are the species we observed. You are the ones who may rise or fall. Your path is uncertain. But your potential is infinite. Learn, adapt, and survive, for the galaxy watches." The crew stared in awe. The voice was calm, yet carried a weight that made every one of them shiver. They understood that this was not just a message, it was a test. Liam stepped forward. "What do you want from us?" he asked aloud, though the hologram had already answered in their minds. "To see if you are worthy," it replied. "To see if humans can rise above their flaws and embrace their destiny. To see if you can fulfill what was foreseen." The structure began to shift, revealing corridors and chambers filled with advanced technology beyond comprehension. Energy flowed like rivers, and strange machines hummed in patterns that seemed alive. Every piece of technology was designed to challenge the crew, test their knowledge, and push them to adapt. Maya touched one of the control panels. It's incredible. These designs, they anticipate our thinking. Every problem we might face, every solution we can imagine, it's already here. Ravi stepped cautiously. But why us? Why humans? The hologram's presence deepened, surrounding them in soft light. Because humans are unique. You possess creativity, resilience, and courage. You are unpredictable. You may destroy yourselves, yet you may also rise to greatness. We observed. We waited. And now, the first encounter begins. The Horizon crew realized the magnitude of what was happening. They were standing at the crossroads of history, humanity's first direct contact with the civilization that had predicted their rise. It was a moment that could change everything. Liam's voice was steady, determined. We need to explore. Learn. Understand. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. Maya nodded. And we have to be careful. Every choice matters. This is a test of everything humans are capable of, our intelligence, our compassion, and our courage. The crew stepped into the corridors, feeling the hum of energy beneath their feet. Machines seemed to respond to their presence, guiding them toward challenges that required problem-solving, creativity, and teamwork. Every step was a lesson, every puzzle a test. Hours turned into days as the crew explored the structure. They faced challenges unlike anything in human history. Artificial gravity fields that defied physics, logic puzzles that required new ways of thinking, and holographic simulations of cosmic disasters. Yet with each challenge humans adapted. They struggled, failed, learned, and succeeded. Through it all, the prophecy echoed in their minds. Humanity had been predicted to rise, to be tested, and to prove themselves. The alien structure was not just a relic, it was a living classroom designed to prepare humans for the trials yet to come. As they reached the central chamber, a vast projection filled the room. Stars, planets, and galaxies rotated in a cosmic dance. And in the center, the symbol of humans shone brightly, surrounded by pathways that led to triumph or disaster. The holographic voice spoke again, softer this time, almost like encouragement. Humans, your journey has begun. The first encounter is complete. You have seen, you have learned, and you have survived. But the path ahead is long and the trials will be greater. Remember, your strength lies not in power alone but in unity, courage, and wisdom. The Horizon crew stood in silence, absorbing the enormity of the encounter. They had survived the first test. They had glimpsed humanity's potential. And for the first time they truly understood what the prophecy meant. Outside, the alien structure shimmered and slowly receded into the void, leaving the crew alone in the vast darkness of space. But the lessons, the warnings, and the guidance remained. Humanity's story was far from over, it had only just begun. And somewhere across the stars, the echoes of the ancient civilization waited, watching, ready for the next encounter. The Horizon crew had returned from their first encounter with the alien structure, but the lessons they had learned weighed heavily on them. Humanity had proven its creativity and resilience, yet the prophecy warned that their greatest challenges were still ahead. Captain Liam Chen stood in the observation deck, staring at a distant star. The first encounter, that was only the beginning. Whatever is coming next, it won't be easy. Dr. Maya Singh studied the latest data streams. You're right. The signs are clear. The prophecy isn't just a message. It's a sequence of tests. And we're approaching the first one. Suddenly the ship trembled. Alarms blared as sensors detected a massive energy field approaching. It wasn't natural. The field pulsed rhythmically like a heartbeat and seemed almost alive. Ravi's eyes widened. It's responding to us. Like it knows we're here. Maya's hands flew over the controls. This has to be part of the prophecy. We're being tested right now. The Horizon was pulled into the energy field, and the crew braced for impact. Outside, space itself seemed to shift. Stars bent, colors twisted, and the laws of physics appeared to wobble. The ship's AI struggled to maintain stability. This is incredible and terrifying, Liam muttered. We're not just facing a challenge. We're facing something beyond our understanding. Within the energy field, the crew encountered simulations unlike anything they had ever seen. Entire star systems were collapsing. Alien species, long extinct, appeared in visions of war and devastation. And humanity itself was shown struggling to survive, divided by fear and conflict. Maya realized the purpose. The prophecy isn't just predicting events, it's showing us what could happen if we fail. This is a test of everything humans are capable of: intelligence, courage, and unity. Ravi frowned. But how can we survive something like this? This isn't a physical threat, it's mental, cosmic, spiritual. Liam placed a reassuring hand on Ravi's shoulder. We survive because that's what humans do. We adapt. We fight. We think. And we face challenges together. That's our strength. The prophecy predicted it, but now we have to prove it. The energy field projected scenarios directly into their minds. The crew faced impossible problems, guiding starships through collapsing nebulae, making decisions that would save, or doom, entire colonies, and confronting moral dilemmas that tested their character. Maya led the calculations for navigation, Ravi handled engineering solutions, and Liam coordinated every move. They struggled, failed at first, but quickly adapted. Each success reinforced their confidence. Each failure taught them a lesson. Hours passed in what felt like minutes. The energy field pushed them further, testing their endurance, patience, and intellect. But the crew learned something profound. The test wasn't about defeating the field, it was about understanding, adapting, and trusting each other. Finally, the energy field pulsed one last time and released the ship. Silence returned to the horizon, broken only by the crew's ragged breathing. They had survived the first true test. Maya slumped into her chair. We did it, but it wasn't just luck. We had to think, work together, and keep calm under impossible pressure. This is what the prophecy meant when it said humanity has potential. Liam nodded. And it's only the beginning. There will be more tests, bigger challenges. But now we know something important. Humans are capable. We can rise to this. We can survive. Outside, the energy field dissipated into a faint glow, fading like a distant heartbeat. The alien presence remained, watching silently, its approval unspoken but undeniable. The prophecy was not only a warning, it was a challenge, and humans had taken the first step toward greatness. For the Horizon crew, the experience had changed everything. They realized that humans were not merely explorers of space, they were the species the universe had been waiting for. And every decision, every act of courage, every demonstration of intelligence brought them closer to fulfilling the ancient prophecy. The test would continue, greater and more complex. But humanity's first victory had been won, not with weapons, not with force, but with intellect, unity, and resilience. Maya looked at Liam and Ravi. This is what it means to be human. This is why the prophecy singled us out. We are the species that can rise, and perhaps change the course of the galaxy itself. And somewhere across the stars, the alien civilization that had vanished long ago watched silently. Their prophecy was unfolding. Humans had faced the first trial and survived. The universe waited, holding its breath, for the next chapter of humanity's rise. After surviving the first cosmic test, the Horizon crew felt a shift within themselves. Something had changed, not in their bodies but in their minds and hearts. They had faced impossible challenges, adapted, and endured. They had begun to awaken to the potential that the ancient alien prophecy had predicted. Captain Liam Chen stood on the observation deck, staring at the stars that stretched infinitely before them. I feel different, he said quietly. It's like we understand something now, something bigger than ourselves. Dr. Maya Singh nodded, her eyes reflecting the light of distant galaxies. The prophecy isn't just about survival. It's about growth. Humans have the ability to rise, not just through technology or power, but through understanding, courage, and unity. The Horizon's instruments began detecting an unusual energy signature, a signal unlike anything before. It was subtle, almost like a heartbeat, pulsing with a rhythm that resonated deep in their minds. The source was nearby, emanating from a planet surrounded by a shimmering field of energy. This is it, Maya whispered. The next stage. The aliens are guiding us to awaken fully, to realize our potential. As the ship approached the planet, the crew saw structures unlike any human creation. Towers of crystal light, floating platforms, and energy conduits that pulsed with life. It was both alien and familiar, as if the designs resonated with the essence of humanity itself. Stepping onto the planet's surface, the crew felt the energy wash over them. It was warm, vibrant, and almost alive. Thoughts and ideas flowed freely. Complex problems seemed simpler. Solutions appeared where none had existed before. It was as if the planet itself was unlocking something within them. Maya knelt beside a glowing crystal, running her hands over its surface. It's amplifying our minds, expanding our understanding. This is the awakening the prophecy spoke of. Liam placed his hand over hers, feeling the same surge of energy. It's incredible. I feel like we can see possibilities, connections, everything humans could achieve if we worked together. The alien hologram appeared again, larger and more vivid than before. Humans, it said, you have faced your first test. You have adapted, learned, and endured. Now it is time to awaken fully. Your potential is not limited by your planet, your technology, or your knowledge. It is limited only by your will and unity. The crew spent days on the planet, learning, exploring, and experimenting with the alien technology. Machines responded to their thoughts, guiding them to solve problems that had once seemed impossible. The more they interacted, the more they realized that humans were capable of things the ancient aliens had foreseen but never experienced themselves. They discovered ways to harness energy to heal environments, manipulate matter, and communicate across vast distances instantly. Every breakthrough brought a sense of awe. Humanity could shape planets, influence stars, and create technologies that were once considered science fiction. But the most important lesson was not technological. It was the understanding of unity and purpose. Each crew member realized that individual brilliance was powerful, but collective action, empathy, and trust were the true keys to unlocking humanity's potential. Elena Voss, communicating through a long-range link from Zytheria, sent a message to the horizon. What you are experiencing is the core of the prophecy, she said. Humans were predicted to awaken not just in knowledge but in spirit. You are the first to reach this stage. The universe itself is watching, and the next step will test everything you've learned. Liam looked at his crew. We've awakened, but awakening is only the beginning. The prophecy warned us that our true potential comes with responsibility. We have power now, but we must use it wisely. The planet pulsed brighter, responding to their resolve. The hologram spoke one final time before fading. Humans, rise to your potential. The galaxy awaits your actions. Your choices will shape worlds, civilizations, and stars. Remember, the greatest strength lies not in power but in the unity of your kind. The Horizon crew returned to their ship, transformed. They were no longer just explorers, they were pioneers of human potential. They had faced tests, understood warnings, and unlocked a new level of capability. As they left the planet, the stars seemed to shine brighter, as if acknowledging the rise of humanity. The prophecy was not merely a prediction, it was a guide, and humans were beginning to walk the path it had set. The universe had watched for eons, waiting for humans to awaken. Now they had. And yet, in the vastness of space, challenges still waited. Greater tests, cosmic threats, and moral dilemmas lay ahead. But humanity was no longer unaware. It had begun to rise. The prophecy had been fulfilled partially, and the full story, the true greatness of humans, was ready to unfold. The Horizon had returned from the planet of awakening, and the crew felt different, not just as explorers but as representatives of the human race. They had survived tests, learned from warnings, and unlocked abilities that went beyond mere technology. They had glimpsed what humans could truly achieve, and it was breathtaking. Captain Liam Chen stood on the observation deck, gazing at the swirling colors of a distant nebula. We've come so far, he said softly. But this is just the beginning. Humanity has a role to play out here among the stars. Dr. Maya Singh joined him. The prophecy predicted our rise, but it didn't show the limits of our potential. We've seen what we're capable of when we unite, when we think, when we act. Now, it's time to take that potential further. Across human colonies, the signs were becoming impossible to ignore. Satellites recorded patterns in cosmic radiation, distant planets shifted subtly, and the Zytheria artifacts pulsed faintly, as if acknowledging humanity's growth. The universe itself seemed to recognize that a new force had awakened, one capable of shaping stars and civilizations alike. The Horizon crew realized that the first encounters, the tests, and the awakening were all part of a single purpose: to prepare humanity for its true place in the cosmos. Humans were not just another species. They were unique, unpredictable, and capable of greatness that no other civilization had achieved. Elena Voss, transmitting from Zytheria, sent a message that resonated across light years. The prophecy is no longer a warning. Humanity has proven it can rise. The galaxy is vast and its challenges are endless, but humans now have the knowledge, courage, and unity to shape their destiny. As the crew reflected, a new vision appeared before them, a holographic map of the galaxy, glowing with countless stars and civilizations. Among them, humans were marked as rising forces, respected and feared, capable of influencing events across light years. Liam's voice was calm but filled with awe. We've learned that humanity's power isn't in domination, but in unity, intelligence, and compassion. That's what makes us strong. That's what the prophecy meant. Maya nodded. We've also learned responsibility. Power without wisdom can destroy worlds. But when humans act together with courage and insight, we can achieve what no one else could. The Horizon crew's journey had changed them forever. They had faced cosmic anomalies, alien intelligence, and tests beyond imagination. They had awakened abilities and understanding that set them apart from every other species in the galaxy. But more importantly, they had seen humanity at its best, clever, adaptable, and united. Far across the stars, silent observers, remnants of the ancient alien civilization, watched with quiet satisfaction. Their prophecy had unfolded as intended. Humans had risen to the first challenges, awakened to their potential, and were now ready to take their place in the greater cosmic story. Back on the horizon, Liam looked out into the infinite darkness, dotted with sparkling stars. The universe is waiting for us, he said. And we're ready. We have the knowledge, the courage, and the unity to face whatever comes next. Maya smiled. This is just the beginning. Humanity's story among the stars has only started, and it will be remembered not for fear or weakness, but for strength, hope, and the will to rise. And so, humans took their place among the stars, not as mere inhabitants of a small planet, but as a species destined to influence the cosmos itself. The prophecy had been fulfilled in part, but the future was still unwritten. The galaxy was vast, filled with mysteries, dangers, and wonders yet to be discovered. But humanity had awakened. Humanity had risen. And humanity would shape the destiny of worlds. The stars twinkled with quiet anticipation, as if acknowledging the rise of a species that had the power to change the universe. Humanity had found its place in the cosmos, and the story would continue, far beyond the imagination of any single being. The prophecy had been realized. The journey was ongoing. And humanity, united and awakened, would never be the same again.